And welcome on out to Lee Jordan Field here at the Lorette French Sports Complex in Chugiak, Alaska. I'm Morris here bringing you the play-by-play coverage of your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks live on the Google YouTube Hangout page. The Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks about to take on the Matsu Miners, their rival up to the north. And I do have a little bit of an interview for you. This is Coach Growth before today's game, about an hour and a half ago or so. So this was before he made any final line decisions. I'm going to go ahead and play that as long as it is. It's about 5 minutes. I'm going to play that until the anthem goes on. I might even play through the anthem. Just depends how long it goes. Here is Coach.
Here with Coach Growth, the coach of the Chinooks yesterday. 4-2 win against the Bucks, and then what's that team about?
Pitching. Pitchers really got in for us, and we pitched it well. We're still early. We just played a few games, but the pitchers set the tone for any baseball game at any level. And our pitchers did a good job. We got good starting pitching. The middle got in, and Robert did a nice job of finishing that game off again down in Anchorage. So they set the tone. What I liked yesterday about offensively, we were able to add on. Truthfully, that game could have been 8 or 10-0 if we had some hits along the way, but we didn't. But we did add on. We added one here, one there, and it was just enough to get a win. And early on in the ABL, this is my history up here, that the pitchers have a little advantage the first week or 10 days. The hitters will catch up. So we're seeing a lot of low-scoring games so far, relatively speaking, and so it was another low-scoring win against the Bucks, and the pitchers set the tone. The hitters got hits when we needed them. Would have liked to have seen us had a chance at a couple of knockout punches, didn't quite take them. And so hopefully as the summer progresses, and of course Tim's here now, and little by little that gives us a little more flexibility. We may shuffle the lineup a little bit here tonight just to get a look at some different guys. So I'm excited. 2-2 is not a bad, given the fact that a couple days ago we didn't know each other.
So you get the first start under the belt of Brody Harris. What'd you like from him in that start?
He threw strikes. He didn't make a lot of mistakes, didn't walk guys. The thing that was key for us yesterday is we didn't give them a lot of extra bases. We gave a few, but we overcame the few that we gave. And the other night at Matsu, not so much. We gave up too many free bases on pass balls, wild pitches, a couple of errors. Again, as these guys, pitchers, even on our staff, are going to have the advantage over the hitters because none of these hitters very few hitters have seen the pitchers they're facing. And so, good job. And, of course, our bullpen did a nice job as well. And, that's the case of every level of baseball. If you're pitching, you got a chance to win if you get some key hits.
We're able to get some key hits. I know both Hunter and Mason got on base 4 times, 5 at-bats. How key is it to have the top of your order really lead the way?
If you look at what we've done so far, that's what's happened. The top of the lineup is really getting on base, and we need the middle guys to do. And again, that's where the hitters haven't quite caught up to the pitchers, I think, in some regards. And I saw like Shaq. I thought Shaq, he had his best swings of the season yesterday. We've been working. We spent a lot of time here today going through every hitter and looking at video. And so I'm not going to try to reinvent these guys' swings. I'm going to try to take what they do well and maximize it and try to minimize the things that maybe don't do so well. So they will get better. And I saw some things yesterday that I hadn't seen so far. So I'm optimistic. But the top of the lineup has been productive for us. If we want to win a lot of games up here, we're going to have to be productive up and down that lineup.
And thank you for joining me. I'm Lance Morris here, bringing you the flagship coverage of your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks all summer long. That was a bit of the interview I had with Coach Growth a little while ago. I'll play the rest of that probably before the next half inning, just to fill up some more time and get a little insight as to what's going through the mind of your head man, Coach John Growth. On the mound today for your Chinooks, it'll be Brady Batten. Batten plays at Northeast Texas Community College. This will be his second start on the young season. First pitch, it's going to be foul tipped, and we're underway here at Lee Jordan Field. First pitch time, 7:01. the next one. Big swing and a miss. Batten quickly gets up in the count 0-2 on the first hitter in the lineup for the Miners, Garrison Schwartz. And now the 0-2. Fouls that one back, and there goes the camera already. The 0-2 fouled right back. Good thing I was holding on to the camera. So still 0-2 count right now to Schwartz. The 0-2. That one's going to miss down in the turf. 1-2 now. The 1-2. Chops that one. Fielded by Batten. Batten's going to race over the bag himself. Take that one for out number 1. One down. Top of the first between the Miners and the Chinooks. Levi Jordan stepping into that right-handed batter's box for the Miners. First one will be ball 1 to Jordan. The 1-0. That one's hit down the line. That'll get out of play. One on the count to the second baseman, Levi Jordan. Jordan plays at Washington. Swings and misses at that next one. He'll fall behind 1-2. Jordan starting off his season well, hitting .714. He's 5 for 7 so far at the plate. With the 1-2. Just missing outside that time was Batten. Evens it back up at 2-2. The 2-2. Swings and misses at that one in the dirt. Hill will get that one down to first, and that will complete the strikeout for Batten. Josh Bissonette comes up to the plate with 2 down here on the top of the first between the Miners and the Chinooks. First one to Bissonette. Misses for ball 1. Bissonette, a freshman at Baylor. The 1-0. In there, called strike 1. The 1-1. And they're called strike 2. 1-2 the count to Bissonette. The 1-2. He went around for strike 3. Once again, Hill will have to throw it to first, and he is able to do so. So the Miners go down in order 1, 2, 3, and Batten able to strike out Levi Jordan and Josh Bissonette. Now, while we have some time, I'm going to play another chunk of my interview with Coach Groth. Hopefully that will get us to the bottom of the first inning here at Lee Jordan Field. So now kind of switching gears to today, Brody Batten going to get the start. It'll be his second one. What should we expect to see from him today?
Well, I think as these pitchers get comfortable, face it, you know, we're going to get better and better reads on their hitters. The nature of the game is that you know, I think we play each team 10 or 11 times, and so this will be our second time to see the minors. Don't have a lot on the books with them and the history of their hitters, but we'll have a little better comfort level today than we did up there that first time out. And I think, you know, Brady's done well so far. You know, our hope right now, I think Chris is managing the pitching, and you know, if we can get 4 or 5 good solid innings out of our starters, we're going to be really happy. Then it's just a matter of whether our bullpen can outduel their bullpen. And, you know, 2 times they have, and the other 2 times maybe not as much. So overall, I've been really happy with the pitching we've gotten, and we'll look for Brady to give us another good start.
So you mentioned that Tim came in today, one of our extra fielders that we were waiting on. What can we expect to see? Maybe not from him necessarily today, but for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm about to do our lineup, so I don't know if I'm going to throw him in there. He said he's fine. He did not. You know, some of these guys have a long journey to get to Alaska. He didn't have that wasn't quite as long for him. So I think I don't. He acted like he was fine to jump in there. I may throw him in the fire just to see how he does tonight. So, and I think I may throw Alex Masada into the outfield tonight just to see. He's a legit 2-way player. Haven't seen him in the field yet. We've seen him on the mound a couple of times. So those are a couple of changes we may make, but. Most of the other guys, you know, and we don't have a huge roster, so everyone up here is going to get some at bats and some playing time. We're going to tweak it and try to find what mix works for us to win some ball games. So those are some changes you might see tonight.
All righty, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
And back we are here at Lee Jordan Field. I'm Lance Morris, bringing you the play-by-play coverage here on our Google YouTube Hangout page. Trent Shelton, the starter today for the Miners, comes from Oregon State. First one from Will Bass, hit well down towards right field. Kiss that one. Goodbye. Actually, it's going to go off the wall. Thought the one might have been out of here, but nonetheless, Bass down at third, safe with a triple. I thought that was a dinger. He'll have to settle for 3. That's a triple on the first pitch from Will Bass. So Bass already on with the triple. That'll bring Mason Mallard up to the plate. Yesterday's player of the game. First one to Mallard. Hits that one down the left side. That'll be fielded by Bizanet. We'll get that over to first in time for the out, but that will bring in Will Bass to score. Chinooks take the 1-0 lead over the Miners. First one to Vansaw will miss for ball 1. Next one to Vansaw. Hits that one out of play. Chinooks with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. The 1-1 to Vansaw. In there, called strike 2. So Vansaw down on the count 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Vansaw goes down on strikes. That'll be out number 2 here in the bottom of the first. Two down, bottom of the first, Ethan Whisker coming up to the plate for the Chinooks. First one to him, catches that outside corner, called strike 1. The 0-1. That one's down low, gets away from Roulette behind the plate. Luckily for him, no one on the base paths. The 1-1. That'll catch the outside corner, called strike 2. The 1-2. Just trickles that one back. We'll do it again at 1-2 for first baseman Ethan Whisker. The 1-2. That'll be outside for ball 2. 2-2 count to Ethan Whisker. Comes from Hillsdale College. So far this summer hitting .267. The 2-2. Got him looking, strike 3. Apparently will catch the inside part of the plate, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the first for the Chinooks. But that's not before Will Bass. It's a crazy triple. Mason Mallard ground to bring him in. Chinooks with a 1-0 lead after 1 here at Lee Jordan Field. Welcome back on out to Lee Jordan Field here in Chugiak, Alaska. About to start the top of the second inning, and it'll be Josh Roulette to lead things off this half of the inning for the Miners. Bat still on mound for the Chinooks. First one to him will miss outside, ball 1. It'll be Roulette, the catcher, then Jake Scudder, the DH, and Tyler Wyatt, the first baseman, coming up for the Miners. Next one will miss outside as well. Roulette quickly up at the count, 2-0. The 2-0. That one's going to miss as well. 3-0 now to Roulette. The 3-0. That one's in there for a called strike 1. The 3-1. Big swing and a miss at that high cheese. That'll make it a full count, 3-2. Now here comes the payoff. That one's going to miss just outside for ball 4. First base runner today for the Miners. So Roulette gets on with a walk to start off the second inning. Jake Scudder, the DH, coming up to the plate. First one to Scudder. In there, called strike 1. We'll check on Roulette at first. He dives back in time. Well, not much of a base stealing threat. Hasn't attempted one yet this summer. The 0-1. That one will miss for ball one. They'll check on him over at first. He'll dive back in time. 1-1 count on Scudder. Scudder plays his college ball at Kansas State. 1-1. That'll be ball two outside. 2-1 the count on Jake Scudder. Comes the 2-1. That one's going to be fouled back. Going to land out of play. Two count to Jake Scudder. Scudder hitting .235 on the young summer. Does have one home run to go with 4 RBIs. That was against the Chinooks on Sunday. 2-2. That one's lined out towards right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. They're going to send Roulette to third. They're going to try and split them. And they get him at second base, trying to extend a single into a double. So Roulette will advance to third. This one to Tyler Wyatt will miss for ball one. Next one will miss outside into the turf. 2-0 the count. To know the count to Tyler Wyatt. That one's going to be fouled out of play. Two one down in the turf once again. That'll be ball four. Second walk given up by Batten. So that puts runners at the corners for the Miners. With just one down here on the top of the second. Chinooks up by a score of 1-0 over these very same Miners. Bynum stepping into that left-handed batter's box. Bynum actually a local guy from Fairbanks, Alaska. First one to him. And they're called strike one. 1. I want to miss outside. That lets that get away from him for a moment, but goes over and grabs it. One count to Scooter Bynum. The 1-1. That one will miss low. Bynum plays his ball at Arizona Western. 2-1. Now it's hit down the left field line. That one will get out of play. 2-2 count to Scooter Bynum. Bynum on the young summer hitting 100 at the plate. Does have a triple. Also has one stolen base. Hasn't been caught stealing yet. And Bynum will call time behind the plate. The 2-2. That one's chopped towards second. Bass will get it over to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. So that will bring in a run, ties this ball game up at 1 apiece here in the top of the second.
Number 5, the third baseman, AJ.
Bunt try, it's going to pop up in the air. And Brady Batten able to get under that one for the final out of the inning. So that'll end this top half of the second, but that's not before the Miners tie this ball game up at 1 apiece. Welcome back on out to Lee Jordan Field here on the Loretta French Complex. I'm Lance Morris bringing you the play-by-play coverage of your Chugach Eagle River Chinooks all season long on our Google YouTube Hangout page. It'll be Aaron Shackelford to lead things off. Then we'll get a look at 2 new players in the lineup for the Chinooks. It'll be Tim Millard's first appearance at the plate. Haven't even had a chance to introduce myself to him yet. And then it'll be Alex Masato, who's getting the start in right field, coming up to the plate. First one to Shackelford, and they're called strike 1. Chinooks and the Miners tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the second. The one to Shackelford in there for another called strike. Shackelford quickly down to the count 0-2. The 0-2. Got him looking for strike 3. This definitely appears to be a little bit of a wide strike to this point in the game. Nonetheless, it's going to be the third strikeout of the game for Trent Shelton. It's Tim Millard stepping up to the plate for the first time this summer. Just got in Alaska a couple hours ago. He'll be first pitch swinging at that one out towards center field. And that one will be brought in by Madison Nickens for out number 2.
Now batting for your Chinooks, number 17, the right fielder, Alex Masato.
Alex Masato coming up to the plate now for the Chinooks with 2 down here in the bottom of the second. We're all tied at 1 apiece. First one to Masato. He'll be swinging and missing at that first one. Masato has gotten some time already as a pitcher. This is his first time in the outfield for the Chinooks. The other one's going to miss outside, 1-1 now. Masato plays at Tyler Junior College at 276, 5 doubles, 2 home runs to go with 17 RBIs. The 1-1. That'll miss away as well, 2-1. The 2-1. Fouls that one out of play. So it's 2-2 count to Alex Masato. And we can start in right field for the Chinooks. The 2-2. That one's lined in towards left field past the diving Josh Bissonnette. That'll be a base hit for Masato. So Masato gets a hit in his first plate appearance with 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Ben Hill coming up to the plate with 2 down here for the Chinooks as we hear power over the loudspeakers. First one to Hill. And they're called strike 1. Hill comes from Olivia Nazarene University. Still looking for his first hit this summer. They check on Masato at first. We'll be back in time. He'll hit 336 this past spring. The 0-1. That one's popped out towards short right field. And that will eventually be caught by Levi Jordan, the second baseman, and that'll end the bottom half of the second inning. Shackelford strikes out looking. Millard flies out. Masato gets on with his first hit, but Hill cannot extend the inning. And after 2, we're all tied up at 1 apiece between the Matthew Miners and your Chugach Eagle River Chinooks. Welcome back on out to Lee Jordan Field here at the Loretta French Sports Complex. We're about to start the top of the third between the Chinooks and the Miners. It's 1-1 between these two squads. 9-1-2 hitters coming to the plate for the Miners. Madison Nickens, then back to the top of the order, Garrison Schwartz and Levi Jordan. Brady Batten getting set for his third inning of work. Nickens will show bunt. That'll be a foul ball. The 0-1. That one's fouled over my head and out of play. So Nickens down in the count 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Nickens will go down on strikes. That'll be the third strikeout of the game for Brady Batten. Brings us back up to the top of the order. Garrison Schwartz coming back up to the plate. He's in that left-handed batter's box. First one to Schwartz. Outside, ball one. The 1-0. Chops that one back towards the Miners' dugout. The 1-1. That'll miss outside. Schwartz grounded out to Batten back in the first inning. The 2-1. It's lined out towards short left field. And it'll be Hunter Vansaw that reels that one in for the second out of the inning.
Number one, the second baseman, Levi Jordan.
Two down, top of the third. Miners and the Chinooks tied at one apiece. It'll be Levi Jordan stepping back up to the plate. Jordan went out swinging his first time up. First one to him. We'll swing and miss of that pitch down in the turf. The 0-1. Fouls that one off.
And that foul ball is sponsored by Edward Jones Financial Investments and Gavin Reed.
So Levi Jordan down to the count 0-2. He's a sophomore out of the University of Washington. Came in today red hot, hitting .714. The 0-2. They'll foul that one off as well.
Sponsored by Friends of Dan Sadler.
Jordan still down in the count 0-2. The 0-2. Waste pitch that time from Batten. One and two count to Levi Jordan. Here comes the 1-2. Lined right back up the middle. That'll be a base hit from Levi. So Levi Jordan will be on with two down here in the top of the third.
Number 6, the shortstop, Josh Bissonette.
So that'll bring Josh Bissonette up to the plate. the Miners shortstop. First one to Bissonette. And they're called strike one. Bissonette also struck out in his last plate appearance. The 0-1. Down in the turf. Nice stop from Hill behind the plate. So I'll even it up 1-1. Bissonette came into today hitting 200. Batten checks on Jordan over at first to be back in time. Jordan over at first has stolen a base, has also been caught once, though. The 1-1. Jordan on the move, but hit and run will not be successful as that one's fouled off by Bissonette. Bissonette, a freshman from Anaheim Hills, California. The 1-2. Thought about that one, but held up at that low pitch. That'll make it 2-2. Batten checks on Jordan again at first. He's back in plenty of time. 2-2 count to Bissonette. Batten checks on Jordan at first again. Still gets back in time. Still 2-2 to Bissonette. 2-2, Jordan on the move. That pitch will briefly get away from Hill. That'll allow Jordan to get to second. And we hit down towards short. Alvarez will get to that. Whisker tags him out at first, and that will end the inning here in the top of the third. So the Miners threaten, but they are unable to get another run across, and we are still tied at 1 apiece after the top half of the third. Welcome back out here to Lee Jordan Field here in Chugiak Alaska. 1-1 is your score between the Miners and the Chinooks. 9-1-2 hitters coming to the plate for your Chinooks. Isaac Alvarez leading things off. First one in will chop that one down towards third. AJ Lee will field it. And he'll get that one over to Wyatt at first. In number one pitch, 1 out.
Now batting for the Chinooks, number 6, the second baseman, Will Pass.
One down here in the bottom of the third. Will Bass stepping up to the plate. He had a triple his last time up. First one to him in there for called strike 1. The 0-1. That one's lined out towards right field once again. That time it will be caught by Schwartz out there in right field. That'll go down as out number 2. So both times Bass was up. He hit it very well. One time just happened to land in the right fielder's glove. The other time it did not. This will bring up Mason Mallard with 2 down in the bottom of the third. 1-1 your score between the Chinooks and the Miners. First one to him will miss outside, ball 1. Quick inning so far for Trent Shelton on the hill. The 1-0. That one's hit nicely out towards center field. With Madison Nickens able to easily corral that one in for the final out here in the bottom of the third. So the Chinooks go down in order, 1, 2, 3. And after 3 innings of play, your score 1-1 between your Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. Welcome back here to Lee Jordan Field here on the French Sports Complex. About to start the top of the 4th inning between the Chinooks and the Miners. It'll be Josh Roulette to lead things off. First one to him is fouled right back. Affected the camera a little bit, but knowing there's probably going to be another foul ball hit there soon, I think I'll just leave it there. The 0-1. That'll catch the outside corner, called strike 2. So we'll let quickly down 0-2. The 0-2. That'll just miss outside. Roulette walked in the second inning, came around to score the first run of the game for the Miners. The 1-2. That'll miss up and away, 2-2. Roulette, the freshman catcher from Kansas State. The 2-2. Got him looking, strike 3. That'll be the 4th strikeout of the game for Batten, and the first out here in the top of the 4th. One down, top of the fourth inning, 1-1 the score between the Chinooks and the Miners. Jake Scudder up to the plate for the Miners. First one to him will miss low and outside, ball one. Scudder had a single last time up, but was thrown out trying to extend it into a double. That 0-1 is going to be lined down the left side, out of play. Scudder came into today hitting .235. The 1-1. And they're called strike two. 1-2 the count to Scudder. The 1-2. One just outside, ball two. Both Scudder and Roulette play at Kansas State. Scudder was the Big 12 newcomer of the year this past season. The 2-2. Just fouled that one off Hill, unable to reel that one in. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to the DH Scudder. We've also seen Scudder play first base. That's where he played in Sunday's contest. The 2-2. That one will be left alone upstairs for ball 3. Full count 3-2 to Scudder. Here comes the payoff. Swing and a miss. Scudder must have wanted that one because he reached for it. That'll be the 5th strikeout of the game for batting 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Number 15, the first baseman, Tyler Wyatt.
Tyler Wyatt now up to the plate. First one to him, that'll miss a tad high. Wyatt drew a walk his first time up. That one will be in there for a called strike 1. The 1-1. That one's hit nicely out towards right field. Alex Masato will still be able to reel that one in for the final out here in the top of the 4th. 2 strikeouts and a flyout will end that inning for Brady batting on the hill. So we now will take a quick break. We'll step aside, and it'll be the bottom of the 4th inning here in a jiffy. Welcome back out to Lee Jordan Field here in Chugiak, Alaska. I'm Lance Morris bringing you the play-by-play coverage of your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. 3-4-5 hitters coming to the plate in the bottom of the 4th for the Chinooks. Hunter Vansaw will lead things off. First one, him in there, called strike 1. Comes the 0-1. That one will miss up high. Here comes the 1-1. And they're called strike 2. Bandsaw down to the count 1-2. Bandsaw came into today hitting .357. He struck out in his first at bat. The 1-2 is going to be chopped towards first. And Tyler White will field that one himself for out number 1.
Now batting for your Chinooks, number 25, the first baseman, Ethan Whisker.
One down here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 your score between the Miners and the Chinooks. Ethan Whisker stepping up to the plate. First one to him outside for ball 1. Whisker struck out looking his first time up today. The 1-0. That'll miss outside. 2-0 the count to Whisker. Whisker plays at Hillsdale College up in Michigan. The 2-0. That one's popped up. We'll see if that stays in play. It will not. So Whisker's still up in the count, 2-1. Came into today hitting .267 so far this summer. The 2-1. That one's lined out towards center field. But Madison Nickens going to get under that one for the second out of the inning.
At the plate for the Chinooks, number 8, the designated hitter, Aaron Shackelford.
So down here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 score between the Miners and the Chinooks. Aaron Shackelford up to the plate. First one to Shack in there called strike 1. Shackelford plays at the Masters College, has finished up his freshman year there. Also in there for another called strike. Shackelford falls behind 0-2 for the second straight time. Here comes the 0-2. Swing in and miss. They're going to call that actually a foul ball. Shackelford didn't think he got much of that. Now they're actually going to change and say that's just a strikeout. So the umpire quickly changed his mind, and that'll be the third out of the inning here in the bottom of the 4th. So after 4 innings of play, Chinooks and the Miners still tied at 1 apiece. Welcome back out to Lee Jordan Field here in Chugiak, Alaska, about to start the top of the 5th inning between your Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. Brady Bowden still on the hill for your Chinooks. First one to Scooter Bynum will miss low for ball 1. After Bynum, it'll be A.J. Lee and Madison Nickens. Comes the 1-0. That one's popped up. That'll drift out of play. One on the count on Scooter Bynum, the Miners' left fielder. 1-1. Shows bunt. Tries the drag bunt. They will say he did not go around. That'll make it 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. In there for a called strike 2. Evens it back up 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Just missing up high by a little bit. That time was Batten. Makes it a full count to Scooter Bynum, 3-2. The payoff. That one's lined out towards center field. Mason Mallard going back. That one's going to be played off the wall. And Bynum will stay at second. So that'll be a leadoff double for Scooter Bynum here in the top of the 5th.
Number 5, the third baseman, A.J. Lee.
We'll be down here, top of the 5th, 1-1 between the Miners and the Chinooks. A.J. Lee making his way up to the plate for the Miners. First one to Lee. Shows bunt, pulls that one back for ball 1. Lee popped out to Batten last time up. The 1-0. Tries the bunt. That one will go foul. One count on A.J. Lee. Freshman from Millersville, Maryland. The 1-1. Tries the bunt. That'll be fielded by Batten. He'll get that to first in time for the out. So sacrifice bunt works out for Lee. That'll advance Bynum to third with just 1 down.
Number 18, the right fielder, Garrison Schwartz. Number 12, the center fielder, Madison Nickens.
Madison Nickens now up to the plate. First one to him. That'll miss outside, ball 1. Nickens struck out his last time up. The 1-0. That one's popped up right over my head. That'll get out of play. The 1-1. That one's hit nicely out towards center field. Mallard will make the catch in center. That will bring in Bynum. Sacrifice fly from Nickens. And that'll make the score Matsu Miners 2, Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks 1.
Number 18, the right fielder, Garrison Schwartz.
First one to Schwartz in there, called strike 1. The 1-1. That'll miss inside. The 2-1. That one's going to be popped up. Left side of the infield. Millard will get under that one for the final out of the 5th, but that is not before sacrifice bunt and a sacrifice fly. Will move a couple runners, brings in Scooter Bynum. Miners take a 2-1 lead after the top half of the 5th. Welcome back on out to Lee Jordan Field. Millard up to the plate. First one to him will miss outside and low, ball 1. Comes the 1-0. That one will miss inside, 2-0 the count. Nobody warming up in the Chinook bullpen. The 2-0. That'll catch the outside corner for a call to strike 1. The 2-1. That's it down the third base line. That's a fair ball by Millard. He's going to around first, get on his horse for second, and he's going to be in at second with a stand-up double here to start off the bottom of the 5th. Nobody down here, bottom of the 5th. Alex Masato comes up to the plate for the second time today. Last time up, Masato had a base hit to left. First one to Masato. They'll actually look back Millard at second. First one to Masato. In there called strike 1. Masato, a two-way player here for the Chinooks, also a part of the pitching staff. He comes out of the bullpen. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Masato quickly down to the count 0-2. At Tyler this past season hit 276. The 0-2. That one's chopped towards first. Wyatt will take that one himself for the out. That does advance Millard over to third, though.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 30, the catcher, Ben Hill.
So one down for catcher Ben Hill. He's got a runner at third with one down. Bottom of the fifth, Miners with a 2-1 lead over the Chinooks. And time will be called. Last time up, Hill flew out to second. That one's hit nicely out towards left field. Bynum going to be able to reel that one in. That will be deep enough to send in Millard. And that sac fly will tie this ball game up at 2 apiece between the Miners and the Chinooks.
Now batting for your Chinooks, number 12, the shortstop, Isaac Alvarez.
So Isaac Alvarez will come up to the plate with 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. We're all tied at 2-2 between the Chinooks and the Miners. That one's hit down towards second. Levi Jordan able to field it, gets it over to Wyatt at first in time for the final out of the inning. But that is not before Tim Millard gets a double, his first hit this summer. And Ben Hill will sacrifice fly him in to make this a 2-2 score after 5 innings of action. Welcome back out to Lee Jordan Field here on the Loretta French Sports Complex. Brady Batten still on the hill for the Chinooks. But was showed that time by Levi Jordan. He'll pull that one back for ball 1. The 1-0. That'll miss inside. Looks like just now I'm about to see someone get up in the Chinook bullpen as catcher Spencer Lineker making his way out there. The 2-0. That one's hit on a rocket down the left field line. That'll drop in for a base hit. Jordan's going to round first, head for second. Levi Jordan will be on at second base with a stand-up double here to start off the 6th.
number 6, the shortstop. John Bissonnette.
Josh Bissonnette coming up to the plate now for the Miners. First one to Bissonnette. Tries to lay down a bunt. Will pop that one up. Actually gets out of play. Don't see that too often from a bunt attempt. A 1 right now to Bissonnette. The 1. Tries the bunt attempt again. That'll be in there for a called strike 2. Bissonnette quickly down 0-2. Bissonnette, a freshman from Baylor. Comes the 0-2. That one's fouled out of play.
That foul ball sponsored by Labor Local 341.
Now we do see some action in the Chinook bullpen. Comes the pitch to Bissonnette. That one's lined down the right field line. That one will get out of play foul.
And that foul ball sponsored by Edward Jones Financial Investments and Gavin Reed.
Bissonnette, the Miners shortstop, came into today hitting 200. Now Ben Hill wants a quick word with Brady Batten. Thank you for making us a part of your day, no matter where you are listening to this broadcast. We thank you for making it a part of your day. And in case you have not heard, my broadcast partner, Phil Holtz, currently in the hospital undergoing some pretty serious stuff. Had to have another surgery today. So keep not only my broadcast partner, but one of my very good friends, Phil Holtz, in your thoughts and in your prayers. Here comes the pitch to Bissonnette. Now it's going to be fouled out once again.
That foul ball sponsored by Chinooks.
Bissonnette 0 for 2 on the day. Here comes the offering. Latimus upstairs. Two count to Bissonnette. Pitch. That'll miss inside. So that'll make it a full count, 3-2. Comes the 3-2. That one's hit back up the middle. Alvarez will field it from short. Gets it over to Whisker at first in time for the out. Does advance Jordan from second to third, so that'll put a runner at third with just 1 down.
Number 25, the catcher, Josh Willett.
Josh Roulette getting into that left-handed batter's box. First one in is fouled back, and oh, we'll have to adjust the camera. So 0-1 the count to Roulette. The 0-1. That one's popped up. Out to short left field. Vansaw will get under it. They won't try a sacrifice fly this time. So now that puts 2 down. Top of the 6th. Miners still threatening. They have a runner at third. Gonna bring Jake Scudder up to the plate.
Number 22, the designated hitter, Jake Scudder.
Scudder 1 for 2 on the day. First one in will be down in the turf for ball 1. The 1-0. In there called strike 1. Scudder, a lefty hitter from Kansas State. He was the Big 12 newcomer of the year where he hit .336. The 1-1. Outside and low for ball 2. Here comes the 2-1. That one's hitting nicely out towards left center field. Vansaw unable to reel that one in. And that'll be an RBI double for Jake Scudder. And the Miners will now take a 3-2 lead.
Number 15, the first baseman, Tyler McGuire.
Now pitching coach Chris Beck going to go out and have a word with Batten. And that'll do it for Brady Batten on the day. So I have a new pitcher. I'll tell you who it is here in a moment. It's Tyler Wyatt coming up to the plate for the Miners. New pitcher on the hill for the Chinooks. It'll be Robert Winslow. First one to Wyatt. Inside, ball one. It's the third appearance this season for Winslow. That one will be in there for a called strike one. The 1-1. That one's popped up. That'll be in just in foul grounds. Nathan Whisker able to get under that one for the final out of this inning. So the Miners able to tack on another run and now lead by a score of 3-2 after the top half of the sixth over your Chinooks. And welcome back on out to Lee Jordan Field here in Chugiak, Alaska. Getting set to start the bottom of the sixth inning between the Miners and the Chinooks. Miners have a 3-2 lead over the Chinooks right now. Miners had a couple doubles in the top of the sixth that put them in that one-run advantage. To be the top of the order for the Chinooks, Will Bass leads things off. Tries the drag bunt unsuccessfully, strike one. Bass 1 for 2 on the night with a triple and a fly out. The 0-1 will be down in the turf, ball one. Bass, an AIA veteran. This is his second year with the Chinooks. 1-1 will miss outside, ball two. So the second straight summer, Bass is with the Chinooks. Spent the summer before that in New York with the Rochester Ridgemen and other athletes in action squad. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Even things back up at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. That one just missing. Tough one to take there for Bass. Nonetheless, it will be a full count, 3-2. The 3-2. That one's blooped out towards short left field, but Bissonette able to range over and grab that for out number one. One down, bottom of the sixth. Shucks trail by a score of 3-2. Mason Mallard coming up to the plate. A rare off day up to this point for Mallard. He's over 2, but does have an RBI. That one will be chopped right back to the pitcher. That will go off the glove of Wyatt. So that'll put Mallard on. Mallard on an error over at first by Wyatt.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 22, the left fielder, Hunter Benzo.
Hunter Vanso now up to the plate with one down, bottom of the sixth. I'm checking him out over at first to be back in plenty of time. Vanso 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. Let's check on Mallard again. Back in plenty of time. Didn't have to dive that time. First one to Vanso. Mallard on the move. Mallard safe at second. So Mallard will swipe second.
And Fred Myers is awarding a $10 gift card for every stolen base, which he will give it out at the end of this inning.
So 0-1 count to Vanso. Here's the 0-1. That one's hit out into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Mallard's going to easily come around to score. Vanso going to round second, head for third. And that'll be an RBI triple for Hunter Vanso. This game's all tied up at 3 apiece. So this will cause a meeting now on the hill for Trent Shelton. Do you see some action in the mind? Chance they could make that change. So looks like they will stick with Shelton for now. So thank you for making us a part of your day. In case you're just joining us, the Chinooks just tied to this ball game up at 3 apiece in the bottom of the sixth. The Miners electing to stick with their starter, Trent Shelton, at least a little bit longer. So with one down, that'll bring Ethan Whisker up to the plate. He's got a runner in scoring position and Vanso at third. First one to him will be a ball in the turf. The 1-0. That ball just a little down for ball 2. Whisker staying patient up at the plate. Whisker 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. The 2-0. That one in there for a called strike 1. Whisker came into today hitting .267. The 2-1. That one's chopped down towards third. That's going to be unable to bring in Vanso, so Whisker will ground out to third. That'll leave Vanso down there with 2 down. That'll bring Aaron Shackelford up to the plate. Shackelford up to the plate. Struggling a bit today, has struck out in his 2 at-bats. First one to Shackelford. Up high, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. That'll miss inside, 2-0 the count. Three to 3 your score between the Chinooks and the Miners. Chinooks do have a runner on third. The 2-0. That one will miss down in the zone. Makes a 3-0 count to Shackelford. Shackelford did have a triple in yesterday's game against the Bucks. 3-0 pitch is going to miss low and outside. So they'll walk Shackelford on 4 straight pitches. That'll put runners at the corners for Tim Millard. And it looks like that will be the day for Trent Shelton. So we're all tied up here. And yes, that will be the day for Shelton. So we'll have a new Matsu Minor pitcher on the field here in a moment. And welcome back on out here to Lee Jordan Field. New pitcher on the hill for the Miners will be Gage O'Brien. To Millard at the plate. First one will be inside, ball 1. The 1-0 in there for a called strike 1. Again, runners at the corners for the Chinooks. 2 down, bottom of the 6th. We're all tied at 3 apiece. The 1-1. That'll miss outside. Tim Millard up to the plate for your Chinooks. Again, just got here earlier today. Haven't even had a chance to meet him yet. The 2-1. That one's hit nicely out towards center field. What a nice grab by Madison Nickens in center field. Not much you can do about that. And that will end this bottom half of the inning for the Chinooks. But that's not before they're able to tie this one up at 3 apiece. So again, after 6 full innings play here from Lee Jordan Field, all tied up at 3 apiece between the Chinooks and Miners. Welcome back on out to Lee Jordan Field. First one to left fielder Scooter Bynum in there for a called strike 1. Next one will miss outside, ball 1. One big swing miss there from Bynum. One two. That one will miss upstairs. Evens it back to 2-2. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bynum go down on strikes. First strikeout today for Robert Winslow. AJ Lee now up to the plate for the Miners. First one to him. One outside, ball 1. Lee 0 for 1 on the day, had a sacrifice bunt that led to a run back in the 5th. The next one in there for a called strike 1. The 1-1. That one will miss upstairs and inside to say the least. The 2-1 is lined right back to Winslow. He'll reel that one in for the second out of the inning. Two down, top of the 7th. 3-3, your score between the Chinooks and the Miners. Number 9 hitter Madison Nickens up to the plate. First one to him. They'll show about lays that one down the line. Winslow will field it. But Nickens easily able to beat that one out So a bunt and base hit that time for Nickens.
Number 18, the right fielder, Garrison Schwartz.
So back to the top of the order, Garrison Schwartz up to the plate for the Miners. First one to Schwartz. Lines that one down the left field line. That's going to drop foul right next to the Chinook bullpen. Schwartz 0 for 3 on the day with a ground out and 2 flyouts. Nickens with a modest lead over there at first. Winslow feels the need to check on, move back in time. Here comes the 1-2. That'll be popped out of play. Actually, that'll make it 0-2. Getting a little ahead of myself. To the count on the right fielder, Schwartz. Here's the 0-2. That'll miss upstairs for ball 1. One-two count to Schwartz, plays at Grand Canyon. The 1-2. Leaves that one upstairs as well. Evens it back up to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Nickens on the move, but that one will get out of play. And Schwartz will call time. Here comes the 2-2. That'll miss outside. First full count of the day for Winslow. 3-ball, 2-strike count to Schwartz at the dish. The payoff. That one's popped out towards right field. But it'll be Will Bass who will reel that one in. Pardon the fishing pun. But nonetheless, that'll be the final out here in the top of the 7th. Dickens gets with a bunt with 2 down. It'll be stranded. 3-3 your score between the Miners and the Chinooks. Welcome back on out to Lee Jordan Field here in Chugiak, Alaska. It'll be 7-8-9 hitters coming to the plate for the Chinooks. Alex Masada will lead things off. They'll be swinging and missing to that first pitch. After Masato here in the bottom of the 7th, it will be catcher Ben Hill and shortstop Isaac Alvarez. 0-1. Out of miss outside. 1-1 the count to Alex Masato. The 1-1. He'll line that one out towards right field. That will drop harmlessly foul. One and two the count to Masato. Masato 1 for 2 today, had a base hit back in the 2nd and grounded out in the 5th. The 1-2. That'll miss upstairs, 2-2. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Masato goes down on strikes. That'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Ben Hill comes up to the plate with 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-3 your score between the Miners and the Chinooks. He'll hold up on that one down near the turf. Here comes the 1-0. That'll be outside. 2-0 count. Hill's still looking for his first hit this summer, but did have a sac fly to bring in a run back in the 5th. The 2-0. That'll miss upstairs, 3-0. No, here comes the 3-0. That'll miss low, ball 4. Sato put Hill on base for the first time this summer. Just 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-3 tie ball game between the Miners and the Chinooks. Isaac Alvarez comes up to the plate. Alvarez also looking for his first one to him. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Alvarez, the shortstop from Chandler Gilbert Community College. And they'll check on Hill at first to be back in time. And the head man for the Matsu Miners, the associate coach at Chandler Gilbert, the 0-1. And they're called strike 2. So Alvarez quickly down to the count 0-2. They'll check on Hill over again at first. He's back in time. This is the first time I've seen Ben Hill on the base paths, but I don't think he's really looking to swipe a bag. The 0-2 in there got Alvarez looking for that strikeout. So that'll be the second. Brings us back to the top of the lineup for Will Bass, as he looks to make some damage happen with 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. First one to Bass. Up and outside, ball 1. The 1-0. That'll catch the outside corner, called strike one. Will on the day, 1 for 3 with a triple and a couple flyouts. The 1-1 is going to be fouled back. Camera almost falls, not quite though. We'll still fix that though. Getting pretty good at fixing this camera. Once you count to Bass. The 1-2. And then we'll say Bass went around. That'll be strike 3. So that'll end things here in the bottom of the 7th. After 7 full innings, Chinooks and the Miners tied at 3 apiece. Welcome back on out to Elite Jordan Field here in Chugiak, Alaska. About to start the top of the 8th inning between the Miners and the Chinooks. We're all tied at 3 apiece. I'm Lance Morris here bringing you the play-by-play coverage of your Chinooks all summer long. Maybe the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up to the plate for the Miners. Levi Jordan will get things started. First one to him. That'll catch the outside corner, called strike 1. Robert Winslow in there for another inning of work. Here comes the 0-1. That one's hit back up the middle. Alvarez will field it from short. Gets it over to Whisker first in time for out number 1. One down here in the top of the 8th. 3-run score between the Miners and the Chinooks. Josh Beeson up to the plate. First one to him in there, called strike 1. The 0-1. Tried to check his swing. That'll drift foul. Beeson came into today hitting 200. Now it's hit down that third base line. That'll drift foul towards the Chinook bullpen. Isn't it still down to the count 0-2? Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Had no chance of that Winslow fastball. That'll be strike 3. Out number 2 here in the top of the 8th. Two down top of the 8th. Josh Roulette coming up to the plate. The freshman from Kansas State. First one him a miss upstairs, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball misses outside. Here comes the 2-0. That one's popped up, but that'll get out of play. Two-one count on Roulette. The 2-1. That one's poked out towards center field. Mason Mallard able to range that one in. That'll be the final out here in the top of the 8th. The Miners go down 1, 2, 3. And we're still all tied up at 3 apiece here at Lee Jordan Field. Welcome back here to Lee Jordan Field here at the Loretta French Sports Complex. Getting ready to start the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-3 your score between the Matsu Miners and your Shugiak Eagle River Chinooks. 2-3-4 hitters coming up to the plate. Mason Mallard, Hunter Vansaw, Ethan Whisker. First one, Mallard. Shows bunt, lays that one down. That'll go just foul. That one died quickly off the bat of Mallard. Don't know what manager Ben Taylor's going to come out here and talk to the home plate umpire about, as that ball was clearly to the left of that foul line. So nonetheless, just an 0-1 count to Mallard. Here comes the 0-1. In there for a called strike 2. It's now quickly falling behind 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Hits that one down towards first. White will take that one himself for out number 1. One down, bottom of the 8th. 3-3 your score between the Miners and the Chinooks. Hunter Vansaw comes up to the plate. First one to him. In there for a called strike one. Vance Starr 1 for 3 on the day. Last time he was up to the plate had an RBI triple. Here comes the 0-1. Thought about that, held up, but it's going to be in the way for a called strike two. Vance will now have to work from behind the count 0-2. The 0-2. Fouls that one right back towards me. You can see the ball trickling back towards the field of play. The 0-2. Leaves that one alone upstairs. One-two count to Hunter Vance. The 1-2. Got him looking strike three. And that one apparently close enough to that outside corner. Two down, bottom of the eighth. Miners 3, Chinooks 3. Ethan Whisker up to the plate. First one, him down in the turf for ball one. Whisker getting another start at first base today. The 1-0. Outside ball two. You're 0 for 3 on the day. The 2-0. That'll miss outside again. Reno the count to Whisker. A 3-0. I want to catch the outside corner, called strike one. Three-one count to the Charger from Hillsdale. A 3-1. Swing and a miss. That'll make it a full count, 3-2. Full count, 3-2 to Ethan Whisker. The payoff. Lines that back up the middle. That'll be fielded by Jordan at second. He'll get that one over to Wyatt at first in time for out number 3. So Chinooks go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Your score remains 3-3 as we head into the top of the 9th. Welcome back on out to Lee Jordan Field here on the Loretta French Sports Complex. Jake Scudder will lead things off for the Miners. First one to him will be a ball inside. After Scudder, it'll be Tyler Wyatt and Scooter Bynum for the Miners. The 1-0. That one's lined out towards left field. Connor Vansaw able to reel that one in for out number 1.
Number 15, the first baseman, Tyler Wyatt.
One down top of the line, Tyler Wyatt up to the plate. First one him in there called strike 1. Winslow continuing to work out of the bullpen, came in back in the 6th inning. That one will miss a low ball 1. Next one will miss low down on the turf as well. 2-1. Now to Wyatt, the first baseman. 2-1 will miss. Gets away from Hill. 2-1 count to Tyler Wyatt. Comes from Grand Canyon. The 3-1. That one's popped out towards center field. A diving play from Mason Mallard. And that'll be out number 2. Second straight game we've seen a diving play from Mason Mallard. Second straight time he's reeled it in.
Number 9, the left fielder, Scooter Byron.
2 down top of the 9th. 3-3 remains the score between the Miners and the Chinooks. Scooter Bynum up into that left-handed batter's box. First one to him will miss outside. Bynum had a double back in the 5th. Came around to score a run. That one will just miss outside. 2-0 now. The 2-0. That'll miss outside. So to make it a 3-0 count to Bynum, the Miners left fielder. The 3-0. And they're called strike 1. Winslow working from behind against Bynum and a 3-1 count. The 3-1. That'll miss up and away ball 4. First walk given up by Winslow here in relief. Now Winslow and Ben Hill having a quick chat out towards the mound.
Number 5, the third baseman, A.J. Lee.
So still 2 down. A.J. Lee up to the plate for the Miners. First one, him will pop that one up in foul ground. He'll look to see if he has room right in front of us. He will not. A.J. Lee, the freshman from Maryland. I'll check on Bynum over at first, back in time. Bynum, 1 steal on the year, hasn't been caught stealing. Do see some action out in the bullpen in case Winslow runs into trouble. The 0-1. Gonna miss a tad upstairs. One on the count to A.J. Lee. The 1-1. That'll miss up and away. Almost looked like a pitch up, but was not quite a pitch out. Here comes the 2-1. In there, called strike 2. I'll leave him to back up 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2. And that'll miss. They'll see if they can get Bynum, and they will not. So Bynum will steal second. So to make it a full count, 3-2 to AJ Lee. Here comes the 3-2. That one's grounded past Alvarez. They're going to send home Bynum. Vansaw gets up to throw. And that throw will get past both Hill and Winslow. So the Minos will take a 4-3 lead off of an RBI hit by AJ Lee.
Number 12, the center fielder, Madison Nickens.
First one to Nickens can be fouled off of Hill's mask. Actually might have hit the umpire's mask as he walks out to give him the ball. Here comes the 0-1 to Nickens. And they're called strike 2. Two counts to Madison Nickens. 0-2. Just outside. Here comes the 1-2. That'll bounce in front of the plate. Nice stop there by Hill. That'll make it 2-2. The 2-2. Just got a piece of that one. Hill able to reel it in. That'll be strike 3. That'll do it here in the top of the 9th, but the Miners able to add on another run. They now lead 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Pinch hitter for the Chinooks. Way to Greg Poppy listen. He'll face new pitcher for the Miners, Jordan Floyd. First one to Poppy listen misses outside, ball one. The 1-0. Foul tip, that'll be strike one. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Poppy now down in the count. 1-2. Poppy did not get the start in the outfield today to make room for Masato out and right. The 1-2. Hits that one down the first baseline hard, foul. So I'll have to do it again at 1-2. And to the count to Greg Poppy listen from New Mexico State. The 1-2. Fouls that one just back. That one went off the mask of roulette behind the plate. One to the count to Poppy listen. Came into today's game hitting 182. Started off the summer hot with a 2-for-3 outing at the Bucks. The 1-2. Just gets a piece of that one to stay alive at 1-2. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Greg Poppy listen. He looks to make his mark on this game as a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the ninth. Chinooks trail 4-3. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He's going to go down on strikes. One down, bottom of the ninth. Chinooks trail 4-3. Tim Millard coming out to the plate. Millard's first game with the Chinooks just got into town today. First one to him. Outside, ball one. Millard had a double back in the fifth. Here comes the 1-0. I want to be in there called strike one. Millard comes from Dallas Baptist University. The 1-1. That'll be in there as well. 1-2 to count. Definitely look from my vantage point. That might have been a little low. Crowd here at Lee George Field agreed with me. The 1-2. Now it's popped out towards left field nicely. But not nicely enough as Scooter Bynum able to reel that one in for out number 2. Alex Masato up to the plate with 2 down, bottom of the ninth. Last call for the Chinooks as they trail 4-3 to the Miners. Masato had a base knock back in the second. Had a ground out and a strikeout since then. First one to him. Fouls that one back. Moves the camera a little bit. Not too much, though. Sato comes from Tyler Junior College. He himself originally from Long Island, New York. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Sato down to the count 0-2. We apologize for a brief outing of our Wi-Fi. But no one really sticking out to me as my player of the game. So with that being the case, I'm going to go with Will Bass, who had that triple to start off this one. Really think it gave us the momentum here going forward in the game. So I'm going to run out and grab Will, and Will Bass will be your player of the game. It's the funnest way to say it. So to do this.
That look good.
Of course you Well, thank you for the couple of you that stayed. Had a tough time finding Will. He's good at disappearing. Will Bass, player of the game, had a triple to start off this one that I actually thought was going over the fence. So what did you see up there in the box?
Well, I'm always looking for a good pitch to hit, especially early in the count. Start out the game looking for a good fastball over the middle of the plate. And I was fortunate enough, I got a fastball right over the middle of the plate and saw it well and put a barrel on it.
You saw that one well. You did a good job. Again, I thought that one was going to clear the fence. It didn't, but nonetheless, for you, you ended up at third, came around to score the first run of the game. Later on in the game, you had another one, your next at bat. Looked just about as well, but the guy caught it. So what did you see anything different up there in the box that time?
The pitch was a little higher. That's about the only thing. But the outfielders, they made a good adjustment. And he was quick enough to make a good play on the ball.
Good play on the ball, and you can't get all of them, so you only went 1 for 4 today. But up in that sixth inning, you had nice little pop out to the shortstop. We don't really need to go into that one, but in the field, made just a couple plays. Didn't have anything crazy go your way. Would you almost rather have like a crazy play, or do you like it when it's just kind of nice and calm?
I always enjoy the crazy plays. Anytime I can show off what I got, then it's nice. But The pitchers did really well today. They threw balls, hit their spots, and made it easy for us, which is really nice. It's stress-free, and so anytime they can make it easy for us, it makes the game go by a lot easier.
Kind of stress-free, but obviously would have liked to come out on top with the W.
Of course.
Thank you, Will, for being part of my interview for Player of the Game. Thank you. That's all we got, folks. We'll be right back here tomorrow against these very same Miners right here on the Chinooks Radio Network.